So this is the right and left hand technique routine from my beginner and free method book. So this is a free PDF method book from the website. You can also get a hard copy off Amazon. There's a link for that under the video. So it's just a few exercises in the right hand, a few exercises in the left hand to use as a technique routine as you're practicing the book. Beginners at this level, this is a beginner method book. Beginners at this level don't need to do a ton of technique. They just need a little bit of routine to get some concepts down. So the right hand technique routine is just some alternating fingers and some arpeggio patterns, and that's it. So, and then the left hand is just some basic 4-fingered groups. So let's quickly go over those two things. I'll point out a few things to keep in mind, but besides that, I think you'll find it pretty straightforward. Right hand technique routine, number 1. I am alternation in groups of 4. So in this exercise, it's just an opportunity to get really good at alternating your fingers. And you just want to loop that and do it lots of times, just to make this so ingrained in your muscle memory. You might want to say the fingering out loud. I am, 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 just to make sure you're really used to it. Number 2 is I am alternation in groups of 3. In this case, the accent will happen on a different finger. I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. This is great practice for alternating fingers. Number 3 is PI alternation. It's kind of a weird technique, but it's really important, and for one main reason is keeping the thumb in front of your fingers. Just make sure that your guitar position is good. If your guitar position is bad, your thumb will be here, interfering with the I finger. But if your guitar position is pretty good, your thumb should be in front of your fingers. Number 4 is just a traditional arpeggio pattern of P, I, M on the top 3 strings. Just make sure that you've already watched the right hand technique video, but just make sure your fingers are moving in towards the palm as they play. Your thumb is in front of your fingers the whole time, not inside your fingers like this. You don't want there to be traffic jams down in the right hand. Number 5 is the same idea as number 4, except a different pattern. It goes thumb, M, I. Number 6 introduces the A finger, so we'll be using the top 4 strings and going P, I, M, A. In later books, in my technique book, we'll learn about planting and different ways to play arpeggios, but don't worry about that just now. Right now, just play these and make your way through the method book. You just want to solidly complete this book first with just regular playing, no additional ideas really, just good solid playing with good hand positions. And then you'll learn lots of different techniques in other books. Number 7 is the same kind of pattern, except it's going to go P, A, M, I. Number 8 will be the same basic thing, except the thumb is going to alternate to different strings as it goes. So 6th string, then 5th, then 4th, then 5th. The left hand technique routine, the first exercise, and I've included a tab here just to help the student out because it's in upper positions, but we're going to go to the 5th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it's going to be a 1 finger per fret kind of rule. So Your first finger will always play on this fret, second one on this one, third on this, fourth on this. Then we're just going one at a time through the strings. At first, just play them, but as you get comfortable with it, keep your fingers on the strings. You could use your thumb for the bass strings if you want. And then your fingers for the top strings if you wish. Just remember to keep your knuckles aligned with the strings. You play in your fingertips. Don't extend fingers like that, so you have to keep everything aligned. Curve your fingers at each joint. Try not to throw out your wrist like this. Keep your wrist straight, but curve those fingers and just keep your knuckles aligned with the strings. Number 2 just focuses on finger 1 and 4, which is kind of an important group to balance the hand out. You could also use your thumb if you want. If you want, also come back down the same way. Just want to get really used to keeping your fingers in a 1 finger per fret stance. And the final exercise, number 3, is just a finger pattern. It goes 1, 4, 3, 4, 2, 4, and then goes to the next string. Notice how I'm keeping my first finger down the whole time. And then the rest is just these little pushing of buttons. So we're keeping our fingers aligned, and then we're just kind of on or off. This one really engages the 4th finger a lot. And it's my favorite exercise with beginners because it just really focuses on this group, but then also includes the other fingers as well. But always focusing on the 4th finger. Make sure your finger isn't extended out like this. Bring it in close, bring your palm in nice and close so that your finger is curved at each joint and that you're playing on your fingertips. The only other thing I'll say is that when you progress across the strings, you have to hold your 4th finger until the 1st finger is heard, right? Otherwise you'll get this, legato, and then you'll take your finger off and there'll be a break in sound before the next string. Make sure you're connecting the sound across the strings. By holding this finger until you hear the next sound occur from the next note. So that's just a right and left hand technique routine to kind of start as a beginner with this book. And just you can include those from the very first lesson and just to get the fingers working before you practice sight reading and all the other skills that you need to practice in the book.